So this story comes from USA Today. It's racism in this country is at a fever pitch, and it's partly due, we know, to the first black president, President Barack Obama, being in office. But there's also other things going on where it's being fueled by certain people, such as Donald Trump, and certain people who are seeing. Their livelihoods, they feel being attacked, and the craziness that we see perpetrated on a daily basis. And so here's another example of that craziness. So um, it's a stark image that caught some in Houston's Third Ward off guard. Confederate battle flags waving outside the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People's office. Roughly 20 people showed up on Sunday, some with red flag and assault rifles, others holding up White Lives Matter banner in a protest against the NAACP, according to local media reports. Quote, "We came here because the NAACP headquarters is here, and that's one of the most racist groups in America," Scott Lacey, a White Lives Matter member, told KPRC TV. The prime examples they cited were the NAACP's response to Black Lives Matter protest. Protester Ken Reed told the Houston Chronicle. He said Black Lives Matter and other organizations have resulted in the attack and killing of police officers, the burning down of cities, and things of that nature. Wow. This is crazy. White Lives Matter has formed as a directed response to the Black Lives Matter movement, a civil rights campaign stemming from 2012 that advocates against anti-black racism and is known for its involvement in protest against police killings of black men across the country. Some counter-protesters using the phrase White Lives Matter argue that the Black Lives Matter movement is anti-white, which is inaccurate. The demonstration caught the attention of residents, but it was the display of the Confederate flags and firearms that stood out. Eventually, a group of black residents congregated across the street. An African-American man walked up to the barricade and began asking the White Lives Matter crowd questions, the Chronicle reported. By the time police tried to disperse the White Lives Matter supporters, Third Ward residents were pushing back against the protest, citing recent officer-involved shootings that have left African Americans dead. Once the others dispersed, a group of African American and white locals gathered in the parking lot of a church nearby. They prayed. So this is just another example of how whites, they don't want to sit down and talk about the issues. They want to, they still want to keep that white supremacist stance, so to speak, not acknowledging the black men, women, and children that have been killed, but only acknowledging the officers that have been killed, which just shows their lack of empathy, lack of sympathy, and lack of compassion towards black people in general. And so my name is Yurima Karama at Your Black World News.